Hi everyone, this is Christian Paul Garrido and Hazel Nicole YIERRO. We will be having our presentation on our research design and sampling design. Our topic is e-commerce and spending on selected working millennials of Cebu City. The rapid change in the e-commerce industry as seen by the rise in the number of digital platforms and widespread marketing efforts has gained more consumer attention, especially here in the Philippines. Despite the popular belief that the convenience brought by online shopping encourages impulsive purchases, there has been an unexpected market response from the Filipino consumer behavior. We are conducting this study to know whether there are more opportunities in the e-commerce industry locally and to check the e-commerce consumer spending and satisfaction of the Cebu City working millennials. We believe that this topic is very timely, especially during these pandemic times when our mobility has been affected and our spending habit has evolved compared to pre-pandemic. So why the working millennials? Based on TechWire Asia, in the Philippines, millennials comprises over 47% of the current workforce population, and this is still expected to rise. Keep and Follow survey also finds millennials make 36% of their total purchase using mobile devices. In line with this, on screen are our research questions and objectives. First, we seek to identify the factors considered by the Cebu City working millennials towards e-commerce spending. Next, we aim to determine the level of spending of the Cebu City working millennials on the e-commerce platform. Lastly, we will assess the e-commerce post-purchase satisfaction level of the Cebu City working millennials. Let me run through a quick discussion on our review of related literature. Basically, our RRL outlines the following discussion: e-commerce definition, trends, pandemic times, millennials, who are they, working millennials, the trend and on its usual purchases. We also discussed on the factors that influence e-commerce spending, the level of spending on e-commerce platform, and the e-commerce post-purchase satisfaction level, the conceptual framework, and our hypothesis. On the succeeding slides, I'll discuss some highlights we've included in our RRL based on the journal articles we've read. Basically, we started by defining e-commerce as anything that requires using the internet to buy and sell goods or services and involves the transfer of funds and information when executing transactions. Frequently referred as an online sale of actual goods, but it encompasses any economic transaction that was completed through the internet. We also highlighted that the quarantine restrictions brought by COVID-19 pandemic in Metro Cebu shifted the consumer buying behavior. Next, we define who are the millennials. They are individuals born between 1981 to 1996, ages 25 to 40 in the year 2021. And we also include discussion on the trend on the usual purchase of millennials. Say for example, they prefer to buy products that they feel comfortable and on the latest trend. Furthermore, we've incorporated literature relating to our three research objectives outlined on screen. So, in essence, numerous research papers have been published during the last few years on various issues pertaining to e-commerce. Since this paper deals with the factors influencing e-commerce spending of selected working millennials, it only cites literature relevant to the said topic. This research topic is intended to fill up the gap on Cebu City e-commerce industry regarding identification of factors that influences millennial e-commerce participation and the post-purchase satisfaction level that is very useful to the growth of the e-commerce industry locally here in Cebu City. Generally, this study aims to identify the relationship of the factors that influence e-commerce spending, such as marketing stimuli, income level, social factors, psychological factors, purchase perceptions and risk factors with the e-commerce spending of selected working millennials. Although several studies have been made to identify relationships of each of the factors, there are no framework that involved the six factors altogether. Hence, a conceptual framework is presented on screen to illustrate the hypothesis made in this study. Specifically, the following hypotheses are to be tested. And with that comes our research design. Our topic leans into descriptive research since by definition, descriptive research is usually used in describing characteristics of a sample population and identifying association among selected variables. A survey instrument in the form of Google Form questionnaires will be developed consisting of the following sections. Section 1 contains respondent personal information, gender, age, income level, number of working years, etc. Section 2 consists of questions covering the factors influencing consumer spending of the respondents. Section 3 consists of questions covering the post-purchase satisfaction level. In terms of our sampling design, our research covers entire Cebu City, and our possible respondents are the working millennials who must have experience using any e-commerce platform and must be working within Cebu City for at least 1 year and must be within the millennial age bracket, born between 1981 to 1996, and must have availed at least one product or service in any e-commerce platform. Using the 2015 census population, the latest data that we can get, our total population is more or less 167,475, and with this we use Cochran's formula setting a confidence level of 95% and 5% margin of error. We come up with a sample size of 385. For our sampling technique, we'll be using non-probability convenience sampling, which is a method adopted by researchers where they collected data from a conveniently available pool of respondents. And it is the most commonly used sampling technique as it's incredibly prompt, uncomplicated, and economical. And in most cases, members are readily approachable to be part of the sample. That's it for our presentation. Thank you and have a great day.